This is so exciting. It's time to take your polished draft and turn it into a book. So if you're going to do a mini book with your story, you want to print out the templates first that look like this, and then the next step is to start writing your story into the pages. Beginning with page 1 here, you want to start writing your story on the first page, continue on to page 2, and then follow around to the page numbers. Page 3, page 4, and so on. You do not need to fill out all of the pages. If you end up with some pages up into 12, 13, 14 that aren't filled in, that's totally okay. You can just leave those blank for now. The next thing to do is to fold your pages into a mini book. So take the first page that looks like this, and first thing you want to do is fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again, up away from me. And then I'm going to fold it on this dotted line so that it's starting to look like each page is on its own. So here you can see I've got page number 1 on top. This is kind of a coincidence, you might not, and that's okay. Then open it back up. It'll look like this. Now I want you to fold it in half again so that you can see glue this page to the cover on top. This dotted line here is what you're going to use to cut. So take some scissors and cut along the dotted line. And then open it up again. Now we're going to fold it the other way. Because it naturally doesn't want to, I'm going to give it a little press to make it easier to come together as a book. Then it should look like this, and you'll see the cut at the top kind of makes this opening. We want to smush it together the opposite way from what it was. It kind of looks like a star. And then lay it down and press again. And then fold it in half and press again. Now you can see that I have page 2 on the top, but that's not really what I want. So I want to look around for which one I want to be on the top, which is this page, and I'll just bend it around. So bend it as you need to glue this page to the cover on the top. Now you want to repeat with this page, so I will take this one out. So now we've got our first mini book that ends in page 7, and to make it a double, we've got page 2, which goes 8, 9, 10, and on. Now, if you've already written your story into the template, you should know how many pages it has. So maybe you got to page 12, and then all the other pages are blank after that. That's okay. You can just carefully cut off whatever pages you don't need. Just make sure you don't cut the backs of any of the ones over here. Okay, so I'll take these end pages out, and now I just need to connect these two together, and I'm going to connect it in the middle by putting 7 and 8 together. I'll use just regular old tape, and I'll put it right down in the center. And the good news is it goes kind of in between the frames, so it won't be on top of your story, which is important. There we go. So now it's kind of one big mini book. You'll notice some of the pages are nicely folded, and then some of them you kind of have an in-between. I like to use either a glue stick and glue those pages together, or my favorite is double-sided tape that's sticky on both sides. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to feel for whichever ones, like page 2 and 3. I'm just going to take a little piece of double-sided tape and stick those together. Then I'll see 4 and 5 are good, those are folded, but 6 is another flappy one. There, now all my pages are together, and I'm going to get ready for the cover. For my cover, I'm going to use this spare piece of construction paper I have, and it's a little bit too big for my book right now. So what I'm going to do for starting is to fold it in half like a book so that I can make sure I get the size right. So here I've got it folded in half and ready. And then I'll take my mini book and put it right on top to figure out what size to make the cover. But I actually like to make my cover a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go outside the lines. You can trace it, or I'm just going to go for it and cut it here. Like that. Then I can take the book and put it inside. Now I can glue this page to the cover or use my favorite double-sided tape. And put it right against the line, the fold line, and then press. So now it's in there pretty good. I have 1, 2, and a nice cover. If you don't have any story on this page, you can tape this page to make it a little more secure as well.